Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Monday, the 5th of September, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, TKR creates history, and in our feature for this evening, GFW Global Athletics visit Nevis. We'll take this break, and I'll be right back.
Hi, miss, are you okay?
I'm just out of me. All the pain gone down to me arm.
Someone call the ambulance.
In the event of a health emergency, dial 469-3333.
Good day, you've reached the Alexandra Emergency Line. This is Nurse Hanley speaking. What is your emergency?
For health emergencies, dial 469-3333. That's 469-3333.
Well, I'm back, and we start with cricket. A captain's knock from DeAndre Dutton and bowling brilliance from Anisa Mohammed steered the Trinbago Knight Riders to a 10-run victory over Barbados Royals to see them crowned champions of the inaugural Massey Women's Caribbean Premier League, WCPL. With her team put into bat, it was the Knight Riders captain Dutton who shone, scoring the maiden half-century in WCPL history and helping her team to a defendable first-innings score of 100 for 7. Hayley Matthews was the pick of the Royals bowlers, taking 3 wickets in the 19th over to finish with 3 for 22, including the key wicket of Dutton. In response, Aliyah Aline and Brittany Cooper went early in the chase, while Matthews dug in and looked to be the key to leading her team home. But wickets fell around her, and when she went for 46, the run chase was all but done. The Bajan team eventually succumbed at 90 all out. The TKR team celebrated in style. In related news, the Barbados Royals made it 2 wins from 2 with a comfortable Duckworth-Lewis victory against St. Lucia Kings in Game 6 of the Hero Caribbean Premier League on Sunday night. The Kings won the toss and opted to field first, hoping to take advantage of the effects of the inclement weather. However, that decision backfired somewhat as Kyle Mayers and Raheem Cornwall once again got off to a flyer in the power play. The Kings managed to slow the innings down in the middle and back end with wickets at regular intervals, but that did not stop the Royals posting a very challenging 162 for 7. In reply, the Kings' chase was almost done before it started, with Mayers removing the top order with a 2-over spell of 4 wickets for 4 runs. Rain threatened to end the match with a no result, but the Duckworth-Lewis reset total of 103 to win from 9 overs. Well, that was almost impossible. Faf du Plessis and Alzari Joseph, however, took the game right down to the last over, almost pulling off a pretty, should I say, unsurmountable task. The summarized scores: Barbados Royals 162 for 7, Mayers 36, Cornwall 32, Dale 2 for 15, Joseph 2 for 31, beat St. Lucia Kings 91 for 4, du Plessis 47 not out, Joseph 29 not out, Mayers 4 for 4, and so the Barbados Royals won by 11 runs. We'll take this break, and I'll be back with our feature for this evening. Well, I'm back, and tonight we feature this item in general sports. On Friday, the 2nd September, 2 members of Gimme 5 Global Athletic Support that's GFW Global Athletic Support, visited Nevis on a scouting mission. Coach Donald Francois and Stephanie Halstead were the two members of the organization. It all started with a meeting with Director of Sports Jamie Claxton, and this was followed up with an in-depth interview at One Radio with popular DJ and news anchor Jarvis Brown. Let's take in this.
It gives me pleasure to welcome to Nevis Coach Donald and Administrative Executive Assistant Stephanie to Nevis from Gimme 5 Worldwide. They are here in the Caribbean meeting with basketball personnel, basketball stakeholders to discuss creating opportunities for young men and women to possibly take part in basketball in the United States. We are pleased to have you over with us for these discussions, and we look forward to very fruitful discussions and hope that we can build good partnership moving forward as we look to promote and advance our young people through the sport of basketball.
Okay, hi, good day. We would just like to say thank you to Coach Francois for visiting Nevis and letting us be a part of this opportunity for our basketballers. Thank you.
This is Francois. We're happy to be here in Nevis and having great meetings to make sure that we give opportunities to the student athlete here in the island of Nevis.
I'd like to say a pleasant good morning to all those out there in Radio Land, whether you have just joined us on Von Radio 860 AM. We thank you guys for joining us, even on your radios at 860 AM. We do appreciate your week-to-week and day-to-day you tuning into us at Eastern Caribbean's Powerhouse. And at this point in time, I would just like to say that for all those out there, I have a very special guest, and without further ado, I'm going to give him the opportunity to introduce himself and basically tell us why he is here, because I'm sure he has some very important information. And good morning to you, Mr. Frank.
Morning, Nevis. How are you doing? I'm happy to be here. I'm Coach Donald Francois from New York City. I'm out here with the Ministry of Sports and the Basketball Association. We're here to give some knowledge to sports peoples, focusing really on basketball, boys and girls.
Basically, what I understand is that you are the founder of Gimme 5 Worldwide.
Yes.
Now, could you just give us a synopsis as to what is Gimme 5 Worldwide?
New York City is an offshoot of what I do in New York City. I'm an actual coach at Archbishop Malloy, and we started a nonprofit organization that helps inner city kids in New York City, but now we extended it out to the Caribbean island. The first island that we ventured off was Jamaica 5 years ago. What we did is we organized tournaments. It was a form of recruitment to find the next best athletes out of Jamaica, but now we expanded it to the Caribbean islands. Antigua was one of them. Hopefully St. Kitts and Nevis will be part of that roster, and we do this tournament. We bring teams from like Trinidad, Haiti, the U.S., and just showcase them and give them competition. But we also scout. We scout kids that want opportunity in the States to play high school, prep school, and college basketball, and we work with the organizations of the island to try to facilitate those needs. Of course. You can call me anything.
So, Coach Francois, is it safe to say that, for the record, now, clearly, you've just pointed out that you would have done some work in Jamaica, and it seems to me, from what I'm gathering from you, you wish to launch out in the leewards, so to speak. What caused the organization, so to speak, to put a bird's eye view, so to speak, on the leewards at this time?
My family's from Haiti. My partner, family's from Jamaica, and we understand that people need opportunities. So we know that the islands, the smaller islands, probably don't have those connections in the United States, and we understand the journey of a Caribbean person so to say, and what they need is opportunity. So, you know, through the sports, we feel that we want to go and give back to, you know, our roots. I mean, I know I'm from Haiti, but Caribbean's Caribbean. I mean, you know, we do pretty much at the end of the day the same thing. We want prosperity, we want opportunity, we want to just grow. So, you know, we're just basically giving back, and we just you know, we just look at these the smaller countries and just providing opportunity and definitely contacts to help them pursue what they want to pursue.
I did some research, of course, on the on the organization.
Yes.
And what I found is that I'm just gonna paraphrase because I saw the information. So what I'm gonna say here at this juncture is that what I understand, and you did allude to it somewhat, where the mission of the Gimme 5 Worldwide organization is to sort of bridge the gap between the school community. In a sense, you're giving them an opportunity to learn and grow, as you just pointed out.
Right.
What is interesting for me is that yes, it's a non-profit organization, and you're seeking to you're seeking to assist, and I like the word you used earlier, opportunity. One can say that opportunity is perhaps, other than life, is the biggest thing one can have or seize. So what I'm trying to get at is that how does the organization, practically speaking, on the ground, seek to provide opportunity? Is it through some sort of aid by, let's say, you see a youth who is who has potential in, so to speak, let's say athletics, you want to harness the gift he or she has? I'm just giving an example so the listeners can fully understand what you're trying to get at.
All right. A lot of our youth, you know, they look at the internet, and the internet right now is making the world smaller. And it's no longer our mentality anymore to think like back in the 80s or in the 50s, like, you know, I guess in the Caribbean, we'll be okay. No, these kids got, you know, they have a thirst because the internet is feeding them, and we need to get them out there. So we know that. And so we come to these countries and we try to get with, you know, in the States as parents, basically. But we're leaning on the government to invest in these kids. It's no longer to sit back and say, okay, the kids will be okay. No, it's no more. The world is smaller. The kids are looking at the internet and they say, hey, I want that. And we have to feed them. We have to feed them, and the government and I think the government may start realizing, because a lot of government officials are younger now. You know, they're younger now, so they should understand. So what we're trying to do is just trying to, you know, come in, get with the government, some parents, invest in our youth vision.
I think you did so very professionally, and I can make a quote here too. There's something that says, it is written, where there's no vision, the people perish.
Yes.
And I like the word you use, vision, you know, because if you don't have that special eye to see, like, hey, you know, you got to think for the future. We like to say sometimes that the youths are the future, but I dare say they're the present as well. You know, so as it revolves around funding and that sort of thing, so to speak, how do you hope through the youths on Nevis here, because we have quite a bit of talent here. I have one of my friends here, Mr. Morton. He can tell you after that he witnesses a lot of talent all the time. We have something called a mini Olympics, which is locally called, but it's really it's called the Inter Primary School Championship, where this is an event where the youth showcase their talent, so to speak. Now, is it that the organization, because I know how they do it in Jamaica, when they see certain major championships going on, they're on the ground to highlight certain boys and girls, etc. How do you hope to go through with that here on Nevis, basically? Francois, they're going to be like, wow, let me try and impress him, I want to get this scholarship or something, I'm just being practical. So if you could, fully give like some sort of insight into that.
It's really simple. It's really having meetings with the government, trying to invest, subsidize some of the costs for these kids. And again, it's investing. You have to invest in the youth because the youth is our future. It sounds, like a broken record. We hear it years and years and after, but it's one of the things in my travel, what disturbs me is that I can put it out there, and I hope not to offend anybody. Is that blacks got to come together worldwide. We can't no longer say and point fingers at certain countries and communities like they this, they that. We have to bring the culture together because it helps. Like, I'm from New York, and if I have a partnership here, I go and promote Nevis in New York because I'm doing business here. It makes sense. It's connections. I will, bring 20, 30, 40 business people here. We have to start looking at that type of vision, and it goes through different avenues. It happens to be sports with me. They have to look at it, in a biggest scheme of things. You invest in the youth goes out. This guy who comes here, he partners up with Nevis. He comes back with more people, and then things, we sit in politics. We connect. We talk. Nevis beautiful. I'm in New York talking about Nevis. I get on the internet. I post pictures. I'm in Nevis. People look. My followers look. What are you doing down there? They have a program there. I'm doing something. This is what we have to start doing as a people. One of the things we do is we point too many fingers at what people are doing wrong and start looking how we could do each other right. And Nevis, I'm here in Nevis, and this is what I'm doing right, is trying to work with the youth because this is what I know. And I'm trying to sit and talk to government and see how we all can finance it because, all this stuff takes money to do.
I guess it's important for the record, too, that it's important to know that we're not just speaking about athletics, obviously, because I can tell you, we here in Nevis, we're very competitive when it comes to athletics, especially, and of course, cricket as well. So, in that regard, is it that seeing that you're here, is it that you plan to, I know you say clearly you're going to link with the government, but is it that you're going to be installed within our school system to be introduced to say, okay, this is Coach Francois of the organization. He's going to look to see who is the best, that sort of thing. I don't know if you could perhaps, give an insight into that.
All right. Everything has a starting point, and the starting point with us is basketball. But this program is not about basketball. Okay, it happens. It's basketball now. We're comfortable with it, but our ultimate goal, if a child just want to do studies in the States, that's where we're going towards. It's different levels. We just basically want to get in because we know basketball. Okay, we can maneuver in that space, but the ultimate space is to expand to soccer, cricket, or just a child that just want to go study.
So basically, you're going to do it in stages. I guess it's enough to say that then.
Yes. To the point where it's not about sports. This is really not, it is about sports, but it's not about sports. It's just a quick fix for now because, this is what we deal with. But the ultimate goal is just, we're connected in the States. There's opportunity, even in Europe. Is opportunity in Europe. We didn't even talk about Europe also, but we're in the States, and we have the connections and we have the opportunities. That's the start, and then as we grow together and we show that we can work together it goes on just to a general program.
Coach Francois, what I do appreciate too is that you have come today and give such pertinent information. What I feel is noteworthy is that we often hear in certain sports, let's say athletics in particular, we see how the Jamaicans are dominating that sport. What I would say here at this juncture too is that what I do appreciate is that the Gimme 5 Worldwide organization has come to not just only focusing Jamaica, but you guys have come to see what else the other Caribbean islands have to offer. And I believe that's very important, you know, because we know how Jamaica is. We know that the training programs, all that kind of thing, you know. What I would like to ask in that regard, revolving around that comment, is that seeing that we are all, well, most of us who follow the athletics, we are aware of certain training programs, etc. Other than the fact that you're going to focus on the academic success of an athlete, so to speak, what are the programs that the organization would put in place or have put in place for prospective candidates?
We're just starting talks, but for the players that cannot, you know, get off the islands, we have been talking to the Basketball Association to, you know, set up camps, mentoring programs, bringing coaches down to the islands. Also, if a child, we invest in a few childs, bring coaches up to America to shadow a coaching program. These are some of the things we are talking about. Just sponsoring events down here for the kids to see what it looks like, you know, firsthand. Maybe even bringing some college players to have conversations, and also the NBA players.
Other than the fact that you are basically linking or looking to link with the government, so to speak, do you have any, if I can say, agent, so to speak, here on Nevis or St. Kitts that you guys liaise with, or is there a branch on the islands, so to speak? Organization
that governs the sports of basketball in St. Kitts that brought us over to Nevis to talk to the sports ministry. So that's who we are constantly communicating with. It's so funny, we wasn't even supposed to be here. We were supposed to go to Barbuda, and they couldn't get themselves together, and we made it our business to reach out to Glenn Jeffrey. He's the president of the Basketball Association in St. Kitts and Nevis, and he was very welcoming and supportive of us coming here. I mean, it was really spontaneous and last minute, but we felt that we had some kind of spirit with this island for some reason. I mean, really, like, we're going. I mean, it was the last day. I think it was, we got here on Tuesday, and then we made the decision on a Sunday. That's how it was, that something drew us here. So the Basketball Association, you know, supported. That's our guys, and you know that connect us to the land of St. Kitts and Nevis. Yes, and I must say, I've been here before. I've been to St. Kitts, but I always from far saw Nevis, and I never been in. I said, I'm so blessed to be here today, because I was like, oh, I gotta get there. I gotta get it. And when the ride over from St. Kitts to Nevis was beautiful, and the islands, I'm definitely coming back.
You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you. I'll be back.
And remember, seeing that, of course, you're very much from the Caribbean. When you got the Queen of the Caribbean, you don't want to leave.
Yes.
You got Sugar City over there. Okay. But this is Queen City here.
Oh, okay.
So I trust that you'll be back to the Queen of the Caribbean to take some flavor back on your journey. You know.
Yes, I will definitely. But you know, it's I just the island to try to you know, again, it sounds repetitive, but give opportunity, and we want to show want to show people back home that they have to invest in islands that either they came from, the need to invest in the island, because you know, if you have more morality in you, especially, I'm sorry to say again, blacks. We have to help each other. We have to really help each other, because the time now is now.
Coach Francois, now, as I was doing my background checks, I see clearly you have a passion for basketball. So I think I'm just going to throw in something here, where I noticed you spoke quite a bit about basketball, because clearly you do have a passion for that.
Yes.
You know, but I just want to note as well for the record that it's not just only basketball you're centering around. And so if you can perhaps give an overview as to really, you know, you did mention, of course, you're from Haiti, and obviously the first place to look would be the Caribbean.
Yes.
What I would like to ask is that you did mention that the organization is not just going to be limited to checking out the Caribbean for its talent, so to speak. What is your overall objective in terms of, as you view and peruse to the Caribbean, other than focusing on the talent? What is the overall objective or overall gain the organization hope to have through all of these initiatives, all of these program, etc.? What do you guys hope to achieve?
That's a good one. But it's actually, I got a simple simple answer. It's just bringing people together and working together. That's it. I mean, you know, we are one. We are one, and trying to make people realize that, you know, that we are one and we are great people. That's it. It's very simple.
And you know, Coach, I believe it. Well, you spoke about blacks, of course, you know, but but somewhere along the line, you have indicated that we need to come together.
Yes. And
you know as well as I do that I don't want to sound racist or anything like that, but what has been passed on, and I'm sure it has been passed on to you as well, where if it's one set of people that don't come together, it's the blacks. And I do appreciate that you and the organization are trying to change that rhetoric.
Yeah, it's just painful to see talented human beings, people who change the world, at the level they are right now. And it's painful to me to see that. And, you know, I deal with people every day, and I see their talent. You know, I see who they are. I see, and then we want to get the best out of them and let them know you are great people. You know, that's one of the, if to answer the last question, that's my mission. Maybe I never will get there, but I'm going to try to make sure that everybody understands. And I'm, you know, as a coach, I'm hard because I try to get that out of you. You are great. You might not like how I say it, but I believe in you. I believe in you. And so that's why I'm taking that same concept around to the Caribbean. I mean, my family's from Haiti. I see the journey of my mother. She always helped. And help is progress. You help another person, that person goes up. And then you instill in that person that you have to help others. And I see, and, you know, it worked. And so, you know, in a general part of it is that we have a rich history that is being buried in rhetoric, confusion, and I'm just not going for that. And that's why I do what I do.
Well, thank you so much, Jarvis. That's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.